So over the last year, and now it's almost on a weekly, sometimes daily basis, I get messages from guys saying, well, they're thanking me for, I guess, giving them the confidence to quit their jobs and to go full-time doing home repairs. And a lot of people have been sending me messages and comments. What are you doing about the corona? What are you doing about the kung flu? What are you doing about the China virus? It's pretty much business as usual. I did have that one job for those elderly people that they said, can you come back when this is all blown over? They're quite apologetic for not wanting me to finish. As I said in the backsplash video, there was just a little bit left on the scope of work. I had been paid for 99% of the work. I honestly didn't want to paint their bedroom ceiling that day. So I was like, yes, that's a great decision. You should stay inside and we'll tackle this in the future. Green tips. The SSTC. That's a cool acronym. These are called stripper clips. What am I personally doing? I am taking a little bit of time off. My wife, she is still going to work. She only works 3 days a week, so it's not a big of a deal. There is a chance that she would not go to work for a period of time. We'd all just hang out and watch the stock market. That's pretty much my main focus, is watching the stock market. I've made 2 buys so far. One I got in a little early, and it will take a little bit longer to come back. The second buy I'm pretty happy with. It will double my money in a couple years. I'm watching some other stocks that will basically increase my money by 10-fold. 30-fold is what I'm hoping for. But 10 times will be an easy recoup, but I'm hoping for 20, 30 times my money. I can make another video on that if there's interest. It's pretty much for people who have been stockpiling money in a money market account. I've been saying that I've been doing that since I bought my truck. For those of you who don't know, I purchased a new truck, cash, about this time last year. And I told myself, okay, every profitable penny you get goes into this money market account, and you're waiting. You're waiting for the real estate market to drop. You're waiting for a stock market crash. And I knew it was going to happen within a year to a year and a half. I had no idea that there would be a pandemic. I thought it would be related to the president and someone trying to take the president out. Put it this way, if Trump doesn't win, what you have now is nothing. It's going to span years and years and years. It's going to be very reminiscent of the last recession. We will get out of this pandemic probably by the end of the summer. Hopefully that's when we all rally together and say, okay, we need this economy more than we need creepy Joe, forgetting where he is and who his wife is and taking our guns away. I've been talking about my network of customers for a long time. So much so that people get annoyed by me saying, my network of customers, growing my network of customers, and how a lot of that network is real estate investors or property management companies. Rental properties are going to continue to degrade and have failures. I personally have one right now. Just got a message from my tenant that the roof is leaking. Put that on my to-do list. That is countrywide. There are roof leaks. There are faucets that don't work or faucets that keep running. Having real estate investors, property managers in your loyal network of customers is very important. Talking about this finished basement project that I don't want to do, and now I'm thinking, you probably ought to do it and just bite the bullet. And I haven't even created an estimate yet. So that's something else I'm going to do, is get caught up on estimates. And they want it broke out into sections. And I want it broke out into sections because I don't want the responsibility of just go finish the basement. It'll be, okay, we want 1 bathroom. Go finish the bathroom. Okay, we want it framed. We want it wired. We want it drywalled. Okay, now let's paint it and finish it and all that other stuff. So there'll probably be 3 to 4 estimates. Keeping the responsibility small, giving me a break, do the bathroom. That's probably gonna take a month because right now it's a room that needs to be completely gutted to the studs. I got to do underground drains, means I got to do saw cuts in a very old slab and jackhammer it out and connect to the main line, a cast iron main line. So that's another thing I'm doing, is getting caught up on estimates and rethinking jobs that I wasn't excited about. Because I don't want to say we're in times of desperation, but if you can make some money, go make some money. Brings me to another very, very important topic, and that is being self-employed, and there's no help. There's no bailouts. There's no unemployment insurance policy on us. So we are ineligible because there is no policy on us. That's another reason, a big reason, we have to charge a lot of freaking money. We do not have somebody looking out for us, paying unemployment insurance on us every month, every year. So I probably should put this on the main channel where all the homeowners are and say, hey, this is why I charge $150 an hour. All you people out there getting your unemployment insurance and just sit back and waiting, it's not how it works for people who are self-employed. So that is another expense that you have to plan for. The pandemic, not really one that we ever thought we'd deal with, something out of the movies. Having that safety net, that safety fund, as they call it, who I don't know who they is. But it's got to be bigger than your average person that works for a business, a large corporation. You got to have a lot of safety built into your finances for situations like this. I'm going to get working on the workshop, getting this place tuned up. I got a tool trailer that I've been putting off for years that can get rebuilt. I got projects around my own house that need to be completed. I've got at least a dozen YouTube videos to edit and upload. So there's a lot of things to stay busy. Obviously, a lot of you probably don't have YouTube videos to edit and upload, but you can work on your own house. You can go work on your parents' house. Do it for free. Yeah, go work on your mother's house for free. I don't think it's gonna, I don't know. I go back and forth. How serious is this gonna get? Is this gonna turn into something we see in the movies? Or is it gonna go the bell curve? Are we gonna peak? The pandemic peak where everybody's got it, and then, you know, a month, 2 months from now, we start going down and they lift all these shelter in places, bars, restaurants are open again. People should go start paying taxes. It's going to take a lot of money to pay all this back. That's something that's kind of unfortunate. People who worked the hardest, paid the most taxes, don't get the money sent to them. Don't get that $1,000 sent to them. You know, my wife and I are not going to get that money that we put in. I know I should care about the waitresses and the bartenders and the people who sweep the floors and clean the bathrooms, but I don't. Someone said to us, "You guys are lucky that you're not bartenders." Because I got a friend who's a bartender and she's out of work, and I got another friend who's a waitress. I go, that's not luck. We're not lucky that we're not bartenders and waitresses. Probably going to hold off on upgrading to the $140 pair of Nipex. Is that how you say it? Did I say it right? Nipex? Nipex? But I did not hold off on stocking up on a couple other things. The SSTC is in full effect. Had a new video go up last night. Gonna start putting a few videos out a week. I say that, but I don't know. At least one video a week, sometimes 2 videos a week on the SSTC. So that'll keep me busy, doing something that I like to do. I know a lot of the guys that just got into the business this year didn't have a year's supply of money. When I first started this, I had a full year saved up where all my bills were paid, everything was paid, food was paid. Of course, I didn't have much debt, didn't have a car payment or anything like that. Don't have cable, just have the internet, gotta have the internet. So if you are thinking about getting into this business, I would not make the jump, especially with a family. There's guys that have sent me messages, they have 3 kids and 1 on the way, and they're thinking about going into this business as self-employed. You've got to have 2 incomes. You have to have a wife that has a career and has a good income. Having 2 solid incomes is pretty darn valuable. It's almost a necessity to get out of the middle class. Head on over to the handyman.store, get yourself a nice man mug. The coffee tastes so much better out of here. While you're there, you can get yourself a nice sweatshirt. That's another thing I got to do this week is do a little logo redesign. I'm going to switch some things around, resize some things. This here is one of my favorite shirts, But I think I'm going to shrink this down, put it on the back, and I've got another new little logo that I can put up on the chest here. As a self-employed handyman, we're going to call it, you have to be an entrepreneur, you have to be business-minded, you have to be highly motivated to make money. And that has to come from multiple streams of income. You have to use your day job money of providing home repairs to create multiple streams of income. But something else just to talk about. A lot of people get lost in the dollar figure of their yearly income. And they keep forgetting that every year the dollar is worth less and less and less in the way of purchasing power. You know, I started doing some inflation calculations. When I graduated college, straight out of college, zero experience, I was on the job as a back-end superintendent. That means you take it from framing to closing. At the front end would take it from digging the hole to your framing or insulation inspection. And that year I made, I believe it was just over $53,000. And doing that calculation, it was the equivalent of today's like $73,000, $75,000 straight out of college. And I know what it's like to live off of that dollar figure. And I had a mortgage, I think I had a car payment, and there wasn't much money left over after taxes. There is no way that I could support a family off of what I made straight out of college. It's just impossible. Now, if there was two people supporting that family, both making $53,000, or in today's money, both making $75,000, be more manageable. So a lot of people get confused. They think, oh, $75,000 a year, that's a lot of money. It's not anymore. It used to be. 20 years ago, 75 grand was pretty decent money. Actually, 20 years ago, $75,000 is about the equivalent of $140,000 of today's money. That's what you can purchase with that money. Forgetting, and they get caught up and they think that $70,000, $80,000 is a lot of money. That's like entry-level wages for a skill set or a specific education level. I got to take all these stripper clips off and get them all loaded into magazines, head to the rooftop, and get ready for martial law. I hope that answers some questions. I don't think there was really any groundbreaking information other than, sorry, you're out of luck. You're out of luck with your unemployment insurance. And that should have been a big factor in your savings plan when you went self-employed. I did put a video out, only really one video, about all the negatives and the warnings about being self-employed. I'll probably put that in the link, or put a link in the description so you can review that one. There's a lot of responsibility in being self-employed. Marry a good educated woman with a good career and has a good job. Gives everybody good benefits, health benefits, retirement benefits. Having two people work together just makes life so much easier. Questions and future video ideas, if you want my opinion on other things, put those in the comments below. And don't forget, DM me to get the SSTC. I'm still going through the DMs. Just was eating breakfast earlier, sending them out. Look for that in your DM box on Instagram. Goodbye.